Good morning. My name's Ryan Littlestone from forexflow.live. Here we are in December, the last month of the year, and we're looking at going through a run of central banks as they get their houses in order for the end of the year. So what we're going to look at today is just a brief rundown of three currencies, just that I'm keeping an eye on. Volatility is very low again. It's very low again last week. So there's no real trends developing. There's no real big moves. So what I'm basically looking at is just to stick to the scalp, stick to the short-term trading, see what levels are playing in amongst this low volatility. Just trying to nick a few pips here and there. We've spoken about euro dollar before, so I'm going to touch on that. But the first chart I'm going to look at is the cable chart. I'm going to look at the daily chart here. Now, several videos ago, several weeks ago, I highlighted an area that we're looking at. Now we're in this next phase of the Brexit saga, this election event that's coming up. Now that area I was looking at is roughly between 127 and 130. What we've heard last week is that, again, there's more option strategies going on in this area between 127 and 130. We heard about that in euro dollar. The same thing's happening in sterling. So we've pretty much holding this range. We've held the 130 top pretty often. That's still our marker for the upside. Down below, we've seen moves to sort of the 128 level is round about the lows at the moment. So we're not getting close to that 127 area. Of course, we've got the election next week. That's going to be the big focus. I don't expect the pound to move anywhere significantly unless there's some big news on the cards. So pretty much I expect range is going to get tighter and tighter as we head towards the election night. Then we might get a little bit of jumpiness as traders square up and reposition ahead of the election. I've been long the pound cable since 122, building a long position originally for the Brexit deadline that passed in October. So now I'm looking to see how I can manage that into the election, whether I take more off the table just to reduce that risk somewhat. But either way, I think if we stay in this range to the election, then after the election, when we get the result, look to go with a break of either 130 if there's a big Conservative majority, or if it's back to a hung parliament and more mess coming up over Brexit, look for a break possibly down towards this 127 level. If we break that 127 level, look to go with shorts there. So moving on to euro dollar, the next chart. As we know, I've been playing this one quite often off the 112 level and looking onto the 110 level as well. We saw the 110 level break below last week. I did have a short stop in there at 109.85, and I pulled it, which turned out to be a good trade because I pulled it just before we broke down. I would have been short at 109.85, and we didn't cement that break, and we've pushed back up again. Again, we've heard that there's more option strategies going on at 111 now. So that's the range again. Look to play that 110, 111 range. If we get a break either way, look to go with it. On the 110 side, look for the confirmation of the break. The last currency I'm going to look at quickly is dollar CAD, because the first central bank we've got coming up this week is the Bank of Canada decision. The Canadian economy is doing okay. But there's some in the market looking for a dovish slant from Polos, and I don't think it's going to come. Again, we're looking at a range between sort of 132, 131.80, and up top we've got a very decent level at 133.40. Again, I've been playing in between those levels, scalping, taking money off when it presents itself. That's again the range I'll be looking for this trade to see what happens over the BOC. We either stay between it or we break it, and that's what we need to go with. So good luck this week, and I wish you success in your trading.